Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today in this video we are going to be going over the two articles the main scripter of the Greenville Smears released. We have preparing for the Greenville revamp and why the revamp is actually taking so long. Let's get started with preparing for it, and I'm going to be stopping along the way and giving you guys kind of inside info almost. So yeah, while the revamp still has a long way to go, we've finalized some of the update's primary features that allow us to give a descriptive look on what you can expect when the revamp drops before 2021. That's right guys, the Greenville revamp will be dropping before 2021, which means that's about a 3 to 4 month span. So yeah, expect the revamp to come actually sooner than I even thought it would be. And then this is him just appreciating if we checked out the other article, which we're going to do later in this video. Anyway, what happens to all your data from the current beta version of Greenville v3? Now, actually, a lot of people know about this, but I'm just going to go over it anyway. You won't lose your data. They're issuing a full refund of all the cars and to rebuy any vehicle you want in the revamp, which means if you have a Tesla Roadster, which costs $2 million, you will get a free $2 million in the revamp, but in your inventory, you won't have the Roadster anymore. The Roadster will be in the revamp though, so you could buy it back if you want. Since they're adding a whole new set of vehicles with better performance, less lag, and a whole unified experience, all of your current vehicles will be fully refunded. You will also get to keep any money you currently hold in the game. You can also have your new funds from the refunded vehicles and your existing cash from V3 to purchase any of the brand new cars in the revamp update. We're also throwing a $10,000 in-game cash reward for any V3 players. So that means if you're in V3 and you came to V4, you get free $10,000. And if you played since V2 a very long time, you'll get a free $250,000. So if you started playing Greenville before the current Greenville even came out, you will get a free $250,000. That's basically a free Ferrari 458. Just know that any cars that are not returning to the revamp update won't be available again. We hope a full refund can help you choose a different vehicle, an insanely wide selection the revamp has to offer. So the cars that won't be returning to the revamp, I don't exactly have a list of it, but they could also actually be coming later in future updates. So you guys will not lose any of your game passes. You will keep all of them, so you do not have to repay. Just like Pembroke, well, not just like Pembroke, but the exact opposite of Pembroke. When they switched to a group game, you had to repay all of your game passes. But this won't be the case. You will keep every single one of your game passes. One thing to know, however, is that they're splitting up the supercar vehicles and the luxury vehicles into two separate game passes. Existing luxury pass owners will get access to the supercar and the luxury pass in the revamp with no extra charge. But if you did not have the luxury pass, you will have to buy both passes if you wanted that. Basically, in a nutshell, a TLDR, if you already own the luxury pass in V3, you have nothing to worry about. Everything remains the same. So if you have the classic cars game pass in GV3, the electric cars game pass in GV3, the state patrols game pass in GV3, and the luxury pass in GV3, you will have access to every single car in the revamp. What is performance going to look like? The goal, and probably what's going to happen, because I've been in the revamp testing, is that it's going to be way better than V3, which means there's going to be way more stuff in the revamp, but there's going to be less lag, which you don't see in most games. In summary, it's almost here, guys. The revamp's almost here. They're preparing the revamp release before 2021, and they're super excited to see what they have in store in the future. They're super thankful for the overwhelming support and hoping you all enjoy the future updates we have planned, including the revamp one and updates after it. Written by Smears, obviously, basically the co-owner and the head scripter of Greenville. Here's the next article he wrote. It's called "The Development Process Behind the Greenville Revamp Update," and this is basically just explaining why the revamp's taking so long. So I'm probably not going to skip through this article as much, but I'm going to try to read the whole thing. To begin, the revamp was originally teased back in early 2018 when they were too far ambitious and thought that they could just drop a second revamp shortly after releasing the current version of the game, V3. But as many know already, the revamp update hasn't been in development since that time. They've scrapped different versions of the revamp. They've been through 5 scrapped maps, which means they rebuilt the map 5 times, which also means they want this revamp to be near perfect for you guys. They've scrapped 5 sets of back-end code, which means the scripting for the game has been revamped 4 times. 3 scrapped fully functioning user interfaces, which means the GUI that you see, like the little car icons on the top, that's been revamped 3 different times. And they spent months on an unfinished map, decor and buildings, unused vehicles, and additional user interfaces that weren't fully functional. So they were basically wasting time, but thankfully they have definitely stepped up their game. I know this could be an excuse, but it's actually a decent excuse and a pretty valid one. During all of it, they've been dealing with managing the Discord servers with such short staff, and they're changing developers and contributors on nearly a weekly basis. I know a friend, if you guys know iCluxter, you probably do. He's actually been a developer and not a developer probably for Greenville probably 3 times now. They've rehired him and they've fired him almost 3 times now. I don't exactly know his current position, if he's a contributor, a full-time developer, or he doesn't work for the game anymore. Technically, the current version of the revamp, which is probably what you guys are going to see, has only been in development for about 8 months, which means they started it in the beginning of 2020. Think about that. If you guys actually think about that, it's been longer than you think. A lot of people think 2020 is kind of been a short year so far, but you think about it, we're already in September, which is kind of crazy. And if we're being even more realistic, the actual working time and lack of motivation with how many developers, the revamp's real development, with like constant work, has been more accurately about 5 to 6 months. September, August, July, June. Which means that the revamp has been in full-time development since about March or April, which is kind of crazy. Due to the failure of keeping their mouths shut about the revamp back in 2018, people are expecting massive things about the revamp update, which means people have been expecting that they've been constantly working on it since basically the beginning of 2018, which is over 2 years now. While this update isn't small by any means, they're saddened to inform us, and I'm saddened to inform you guys, that this update isn't going to be the 2.5-year extravaganza everybody was anticipating. It's still going to be pretty good though. Basically, another TLDR is the revamp has not been in development for as long as everyone thinks it has, and they've been struggling to meet the demand of the players, and they're saddened to see the overwhelmingly high standards that the hype of the community has set for us. Basically, they're trying to lower you guys' standards, which I think you guys should too. Don't expect much for the revamp. I'm obviously not going to do that because I've already seen what's coming. But if you want to see what it's coming to the revamp and what to expect, just take a scroll through the revamp channel in the Discord. So yeah, I hope to understand what's taking so long, and they're excited to show what they've been working on, and they're also excited to show what we plan on adding after the update launches. And they're just thanking us for the overwhelming support and mostly patience throughout the development process. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video here. It's just a quick update on what's happening with the status of the Greenville revamp and what's been happening over the past 2.5 years. So yeah, that's the end of this video. That's going to be the end of this video. That's going to be the end. Oh my god. That's going to be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.